Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing a new tinted sunscreen that can be found at Sephora. This is the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen. Now this retails for $30 US and you can find it in 14 different shades. I grabbed the shade 30 Peach, I'm assuming it's PCH, so 30 PCH to test out today. As far as what it does, it's supposed to even out redness while soothing the skin and provide a natural finish. It's going to deliver light to light medium coverage, just depending on how you apply it. So if you want light coverage for the day, you're just gonna apply it with your fingers. If you want a little bit more coverage, then you're supposed to apply it with either a makeup sponge or a makeup brush. Now this is meant for all skin types, but it was specifically designed for problem or sensitive skin types. Now, as far as my skin, I tend to be a little oily along the T-zone, but I'm pretty normal everywhere else. I don't really deal with any dryness. Now, this is, like I said, a tinted sunscreen, and it has an SPF of 30, which is fine if you're just gonna be like around the house or you're running a couple of quick errands. However, if you are going to be outdoors for an extended period of time, I would recommend using a sunscreen underneath this, just for added protection, like a higher SPF underneath this, because I don't believe 30 would be enough to really protect you for an extended period of time under direct sunlight, you know? But around the house, quick little errands, I think it should be fine. Although I'm not a dermatologist, so let's get started. I am going to be going for medium, like light medium coverage. That's personal preference. I like that on the skin. I feel like light coverage really doesn't last a whole lot on my skin. So I'm gonna do light medium and wear it that way and see what happens. But before going in with the tinted sunscreen, I'm going to apply a little bit of color corrector underneath the eyes. Today I'm using my Lancome corrector in the shade Peach, which looks like that. I love this stuff, okay? It corrects so well, neutralizes, and then it's like, what dark circles? You don't have dark circles. All right, so that's what this particular shade looks like. It's a little too yellow for my liking. I tend to lean more toward like neutral undertone, but they really didn't have very many options. So this is what I grabbed. This is what I'm gonna work with. Hopefully we don't look too yellow. It is gonna deliver light medium coverage, so we shouldn't be able to tell too much. So I'm taking some of this with my multitasker brush from Sigma Beauty. I love this brush for foundation application. All right, so there is that. I'd say this is absolutely light medium coverage for sure. One thing I forgot to mention is that there's no fragrance. No fragrance in this at all. It's also alcohol-free, gluten-free, vegan, and cruelty-free. So, all right, so there it is. Let me zoom you guys in so that you can get a good look at the before and the after. All right, so this is the left side of my face before the tinted sunscreen, and this is the right side of my face after. As you can see, it looks quite radiant. However, you can still see my skin through it, so it still looks fairly natural. All right, let's finish the rest of the face. Let's see, I've got some redness going on around the nose. Always have redness going on around the nose. And this is, yeah, it's evening it out. However, it's really light, so I'll still be able to see the redness peeking through, of course. But it does look a bit more even, right? All right, so there it is. I didn't really have to use all of what I grabbed out of here in order to get this amount of coverage. Everything looks nice and hydrated. This one does feel a little wet still, so I'm gonna wait to perhaps set it. I don't know if I will need to set it. We will see. With the Bounce Skin Tint, that one looked radiant, but it didn't feel sticky, whereas this one still feels a little sticky. So I'm gonna give it some time to set before deciding whether or not I need to set it a little bit with maybe a little bit of powder, but I'll let you guys know. Anyway, let me jump off camera really quickly to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, ready to continue on with my day. Makeup is done. So far, I really like this tinted sunscreen. Everything looks nice and even. I didn't have any issues blending out my powders or my creams on top of this. Everything stayed put. I'm not wearing a primer underneath this tinted sunscreen. I did not set it with any powder over top, and I did not set it with any kind of setting spray. So what I'm wearing is just the tinted sunscreen. That's it. It still feels a little sticky, but not excessive. Like it doesn't feel like it's gonna move around. However, it does feel kind of like when you first moisturize your face, like that, like for the day. That's what this reminds me of. So we'll see if it stays in place. We'll see how it wears. You guys know the drill. It is currently 12:10 in the afternoon. I will be coming back halfway through the day and showing you guys some close-ups under natural lighting. Let's see how this wears. So I'll see you back in a few hours for a quick midday check-in. All right, I'm back for a quick midday check-in as promised. It is 4:14, so I've had this on now for a solid 4 hours. This is the situation all around the face. I don't see the tinted sunscreen wearing off anywhere other than right here, which is not surprising. Not surprising that it wore off around the nose, but it's still holding on pretty much everywhere else. Still looks good along the forehead. I don't look excessively oily. I do look quite dewy, but not excessively oily. This is one thing that I did notice just now when I held a mirror up to my face, is that it has settled into my smile lines. So kind of a bummer there, but it could easily be fixed by perhaps just setting it around the mouth next time, which, if y'all remember, I did not do. I did not set this tinted sunscreen anywhere. So that doesn't really surprise me. Other than that though, it still looks good. It still looks good all around. So I'll continue to wear it for about another 4 hours before calling it a day. I'll see you guys back here at the end of the night for my final check-in. All right, I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 7:18. I was gonna push this until around 8 o'clock, but I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you know what? I think I've got what I need. Now, before I get to my overall opinion on this new tinted sunscreen, I'm going to zoom you guys in so that you can get a good up-close look at my skin with the sunscreen after an entire day of wear. All right, so we're gonna start off with the forehead. You're in really close and personal here. I don't know if you guys can see, but it did kind of separate and settle into like my 11 frown there. Just a tiny bit, not too noticeable right there. This is the left side of my face. I feel like perhaps we did lose just a little bit of the tinted sunscreen along the bottom here. And I have a similar situation happening over on the right side. Now the nose, as we covered during our midday check-in, there's no product left on the nose whatsoever. And of course it did continue to settle along my smile lines there. So there you have it. That's the situation. I can honestly say I don't love this one as much as I loved my skin tint from Beauty Blender. I still favor that one a little bit more, just simply because it didn't wear like this one, where it didn't settle here along my smile lines. And I don't know, overall I felt like it stayed on a little bit better. However, this is a good option if you're looking for something vegan, cruelty-free, clean, something for sensitive skin. This is good. Like, this is what I would recommend for someone like that. Someone who just wants to look a little bit more evened out and put together. And of course, it has the added benefit of a sunscreen that's infused into it, or it is a sunscreen, right? That's has tint infused into it. However, that being said, I still recommend to wear this with an additional SPF underneath, just because from what I know, and like I said at the beginning of the day, I'm no dermatologist, so this isn't like an expert's opinion, but from what I know, you're not getting enough sunscreen if you're not applying enough So unless you're applying like the 2 finger lengths worth of sunscreen onto your face, neck, also bring it down the chest, you know, then you're not getting enough coverage. You're not getting enough protection. I would not use that much of this product on my face. It would be too much. It would be too heavy. It would just be a lot. It's settled into my smile lines. Now, granted, I think I can avoid the settling next time with just a little bit of setting powder, but I still I don't see myself using like 2 finger lengths worth of product all over my face. And that's what, from what I know, what you need in order to really get the most out of your sunscreen. So would I recommend to use it by itself as a sunscreen? No, unless you're planning on just staying in the house, you know, like if you're not really planning on going anywhere, then sure, this could be like a good little, at the end of your skincare routine, something to look a little bit more even and put together. But if you're gonna be out and about or for extended periods of time out in the sun, then definitely make sure you wear additional sunscreen. Overall, not a bad tinted sunscreen. The only thing that I guess the only 2 things that I can really complain about is the settling that I did experience here along my smile lines, and also the shade. It was just a little too yellow for my liking. But other than that, it wore well. It stayed on for the most part. And yeah, I you know, my skin still looks really nice. But I can't wait to wash it because I've had a long day. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future reviews. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.